episode of Between Sundays. I'm Angie Waldron, and I'm joined with two very familiar faces. I'm sure you've seen them. Maybe you've seen the specs around this one's neck here. So we've got Mark and Kathy Shell. So welcome, guys. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, the reason you're here, we've had a lot of conversations. We've had church membership classes. We've had recently some members joining the church. Even the sermon from Pastor John recently on why elders, he referenced church membership in relation to an elder and how there's some accountability between an elder and a church member. And essentially, them accounting for the pastors and the elders account for people when they are in heaven. So he kind of referenced that. So that kind of leads us into just an opportunity to talk with you guys about church membership, why it's important. Obviously, you've been here for a bit, and you've seen lots of different changes, lots of different things. So we'll kind of touch on that, but also really just maybe some encouragement if someone is thinking about wanting to join the church. Why would they maybe want to join either our church, another church, why it's important. So I guess the first thing maybe to start with, if you guys could share a little bit about your story and how you came to Rainbow, how you maybe came to be members.
Yeah. You want that one?
I can.
Okay.
All right, good.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so whenever we got married and I moved down here, I started going to Rainbow because he had been going there previously.
Okay.
And it's been good. That was under Pastor Mike at the time.
Okay.
So that was good. He was a good preacher and very huggy kind of personality.
Oh, right. Yes, he is.
And then whenever he retired, I think it kind of shook some people that there was going to be a change. Mm-hmm. But that had happened in my church in Pennsylvania also. Someone that had been there for years and years and loved him. And whenever he left and someone else was taking over, it kind of shook people, that it was not going to be the same. And, with Pastor John, it's not the same, but it doesn't need to be the same. He's young. He has his own way of preaching, and he's been a good change for the church, I think. Just his way of presenting is different. And I do think it was hard if you were a lifetime member or something, going here for years and years. Whenever, say, Rick Vi, right? He was here before me.
Yep.
Whenever he left, that was a change. Whenever Pastor Mike left, that was a change. And I think that that's hard sometimes. But it's not about the preacher, really. It's not. As long as they're preaching the word.
Yes.
That's the big thing. And everybody has a different personality, and they reach out in different ways. But it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah. Now, how long have you guys been members?
Yeah, it's like, 20 plus years,
Okay.
been around here and members. So it's like, I just think as Kathy was saying that, I'm thinking even like our kids, like we've had kids that have grown up in the church here, Rainbow Forest.
Oh, right.
Which has been awesome to see them, go through the different stages, whether that's from nursery setting to even on up through youth, and then, in the main worship center in the Sunday mornings, now they're not all with us right now because they are moved and spread out all wherever they are in the United States, right? And we miss them greatly here at the church, but it's like, it's a blessing too for us to know. I think that was a great foundation, right? And just being at one place that we know they heard the word and grew, and now a blessing that they are going to church wherever they're at, right? And actually participating, right? We know that some of them do different things within the church to serve where they're at. So I think in them seeing that and others growing up has set a good place for them.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
I think on Martha and Kevin's podcast, I don't know if you've gotten to check it out, but there was a lot of conversation about how the church members fed into families, and I'm sure that you saw the same with your kids, and what they saw in the church and people serving, as you were referencing. Yes, so it's not just we are the members; it's a family.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And to have that influence of other Christian families and the support of them.
Right.
You know, whenever things are good, they're, giving you a hug and they're happy and, and all that. But then whenever things are tough or there's sad times, you can call them or they'll come over or you just know they will.
yeah,
And so will we. And
Right.
that's a big thing, to have that support.
yes, yeah, and that's essentially why to become a member, right? For that support, for your not only you're growing in the Lord, you're in support of what's happening, like you were referencing with John and the transitions between the
Right.
pastors. You're supporting what's happening in the church. You're growing. People are growing, or they're flooding into you and helping you to grow. So that in itself is why someone would want to be a member, because it's not really just about you. It's about your relationship with God, your relationship with others, you as the body of the church, growing in unity. And then recently I'd read about how God uses everyone's gifts. And so you've probably encouragement, you're kind of referencing people feeding into you and them using their gifts in order to just be there for you.
Right.
So
And through different things at the church, like I help in the nursery. He helps up in AV, or he's the computer guy,
yes.
but the camera guy.
Oh, right.
Let me get that straight. But just different things like that too. Whenever you get involved or in small groups, I've been in ladies' Wednesday night Bible study, and I've been in the Zoom Bible study now for several years, and either one of those have been so good. And that's how you really get to know somebody too, and you can share with them, share your faith, but also share what's going on in your life, and
Right.
that's important too, to be involved.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we had kind of chatted a little bit about, obviously with your tenure here at church, you've seen, and you referenced too, but you've seen those changes. Saying goodbye to some longtime friends who may not come here, but you may see them in the community more, different pastors, different changes. Why do you think that you continued in your membership here? Like, what was the compelling reason why you felt you needed to stay at Rainbow despite seeing different things happening?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's like church here for us, like it's like a second home. Like it is home, it's church. You got your family and you got home and you're comfortable. Like it feels right. It feels good.
Right.
Being here is like that. Like, you don't come, like years ago, I think, going to church, like sometimes.
Right.
It's like, no, you're happy, you're joyous to be able to come and be around others. So I think for us, it's like just been a good staple mark for this to be our church, right? It's
Yes.
Christ's church, God's church, but it's home for us too, right? And especially now that our kids, like I said earlier, we don't have them around. One's still local, but it's like
Oh, right.
people here are extended family to us.
That's true.
And we have gained and grown relationships, right, through the years. So to have some changes that have gone on, and as Kathy said, from different pastors that have come in. I mean,
Right.
Pastor Mike Grooms was here for 24, 25
yeah,
years. I mean,
yeah.
whatever time that was, a long time. And it was a blessing because some churches they aren't able to experience that. And for us, you get a real attachment in that regard. So you just trust God, right? And know that God's in control. He's going to have the next one ready, that is right and suited for our church
Right.
to grow and to help us all, right? So I think it's important. I think it's just that we are happy here. We are comfortable here.
Yeah.
And the relationships that we've grown. And it is, too, with some people that have decided to, venture out or go to another church. That's great. I mean, that is
yeah.
good and right for where they are in their life, for how a
Yes.
church can minister to you in your needs, your family.
Yes.
So, we do still enjoy seeing people out, right?
Right.
And being able to share with them and just gain time with them again and what we've lost. But you grow with new people too, right?
Yes.
And new people coming in. You just got to know that God's in control and He's, carrying you and building relationships that are going to be good for one another.
Yes, yeah. I know that you have been very kind to my husband. We've, obviously not been here as long. I think 3 years or so. I was trying to figure it out recently, but yeah, I know like you'll see him, you'll say hi. I know that you'd be there to pray for him, even though you're not necessarily like in a small group with him or just encouraging him in a lot of ways. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, so it's that new relationships and where God wants you is certainly where you need to be, and where you feel called. God always puts us in the right places. So, and we're thankful you guys are still here and serving. And but I guess someone who maybe isn't here or is here, what would you say is what does a healthy church member look like, in your opinion? Like, what can people do to be healthy church members?
Attend.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
that's good.
Attend
Yep.
on a regular basis.
Right.
Be involved
Okay. Yeah.
in a study so that you're not just getting, knowledge from the sermon and that's it, and you walk out and you leave. It's important to be in small groups, for learning there and also for building those relationships, and just be involved if there's a need at the church to help out and be a part of that.
Yeah.
That's cameraman upstairs. So
Oh, right.
perpetually.
That's how you got in this.
Yeah,
There was a
well, it's
need.
years ago. How could you say no to Pastor Mike? It's like when a pastor comes to you and it's like, ask something. It's like, how can you say no?
We send food up there every
Well,
Sunday, though, so I think he's okay about going up
Oh,
there.
Yeah,
right.
all's well.
That's
yeah,
right.
it's
You
good.
have to have the right incentive. No.
Right.
And
to do
being
that.
involved, I think as Kathy said, it's like not just coming and thinking, well, I'm going to church today, right?
Yes.
It's being a part of different things that are, open for you to serve in. And I think that's becoming a member and being more knit to that, right?
Okay.
That you join to be able to serve and find ways to help within the church body and that God can use you. So I think if you're not a member, maybe you tend to just kind of come and go, right?
Yeah.
It's nice to have that
Commitment.
Connection and
It's
commitment,
more of a
yes.
commitment.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and your commitment to the Lord in
Right.
His church.
Right.
And so then you almost see where you're useful in His church. So you find that and can use your talents and skills and things He's gifted you with.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right, well, we'll wrap up with one last question. If someone was thinking about wanting to be a member, so we have some new members some visitors who have came to the new member class recently. They've gone through that. Maybe there are some who've gone through it and kind of went back and forth. Do I join? Do I not? So if you really just had to say, and you guys have done a great job of explaining church membership and why it's important and what you can do to get involved. But what would you say? What would your elevator speech maybe be of why should someone join either here or another church? Why church membership?
Well, since we're speaking about Rainbow,
right.
since we go here, we found it to be really good for us, for our faith, for our walk with Christ, and for fellowship with other Christians. That's important.
Yes.
Because if you don't have that, and you just are out in your work life and regular life, you don't have that same connection. And I think that if someone is on the fence, maybe not sure about joining, come on in, the water's just fine.
Oh, right. That's funny.
No, I think, it's been a good thing. It's been a good thing for us, or we still wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And, the word is the big thing. And we know that the word is being preached. That's the uttermost of all of it. and the connections also with all the people here. There's a lot of good people and good connections to have.
Yeah.
Pray and seek God. Right?
There you go.
Pray and seek where He wants you to be, where God wants you to have you, and to have you serve and be a benefit to His glory wherever you land. If it happens to be Rainbow Forest, awesome.
Right.
We're going to smile and be thankful for that somebody else is here joining us
Yeah.
in this church and journey, right? And that you can have others to stand and walk with you and to help pray with you in time of need and be joyous in time
happy times.
that it's happy and good, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And even the bad times, they're welcome with you
Correct.
through
Yep.
those too.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep, that's
indeed.
right.
Well, perfect. Well, I think that's a great summary of why church membership, and that's what we kind of wanted to drive home in this podcast. Why is it important? And then it's nice that you guys have obviously been here for a bit and have some insight. And certainly appreciate you coming on, sharing with us, and hopefully we'll get to see you again on camera here in the future. But we'll all heartily laugh at that and close
Yeah.
it out and say goodbye. So thank you guys for joining us, and have a great week.